New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew, who was in that hearing today. Sir, what do you make of everything that Merrick Garland tried to spin today?
He used the words equal justice under the law, equal treatment for individuals regardless. And that's just so absolutely opposite of what this Department of Justice does. I said then, I'll say now, this is the most corrupt, most tainted Department of Justice we've ever had, at least in recent history. It's awful. And it just expands, and it gets bigger, and it gets worse. You know what else I wanted to know? He's supposedly pure as the driven snow and wants everything to be so fair and so right, yet he doesn't have a problem with a prosecutor in New York, Alvin Bragg, who ran. He ran on saying that he would put Donald Trump in jail. The same with the prosecutor in Georgia. They literally ran on that. How can that be right?
Letitia James,
How
too.
can you expect you to be objective? Letitia James, they all ran saying they were going to put Donald Trump in jail before they even had all the facts, knew all the issues, or were involved. I mean, obviously it is a tainted Department of Justice, and it's shameful. People want to trust their FBI. They want to trust their Attorney General. They want to trust their Department of Justice. But when they've been lied to, and they've been lied to about school boards when they send agents in, when they were lied to about Catholic churches and they were going to send people in there. They were lied to about everything to do with Russian collusion, and we find out it was all hoax. And these are all things that they actually had to apologize for. Even they have to admit it was all lies. How can he sit there like that?
And that's the problem is, like, I look, if we have a Justice Department that prosecutes Republican, like if a Republican does something wrong, like Donald Trump still doesn't know what the crime he was convicted of is. If a Republican does something wrong and we have a Republican attorney general and he decides to charge him with that, I'm like, oh, snippety dip. Like maybe the justice system does work. But the problem is it doesn't go both ways. And it was so apparent today that that's the case.
Well, the Trump case is a farce. Understand that the instructions they got was that they were essentially, they changed something that was a misdemeanor to a felony based upon the fact that falsifying some business records led to another crime, but nobody knows what the other crime is. Nobody knows. Trump doesn't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. The jury didn't know. But they go and convict anyhow. We've never seen anything like this. And let me really, on a serious note, if it wasn't so sad, it would be funny. This is our country. This is everything that our founding fathers fought against, everything they didn't believe in, everything that is un-American. It's terrible.
Yeah, no, and Garland tried to like get this train back on the tracks, after all the attacks on the DOJ and for the unprecedented lawfare against Donald Trump, as you just pointed out, sir. Watch this.
Comes alongside false claims that a jury verdict in a state trial brought by a local district attorney was somehow controlled by the Justice Department. That conspiracy theory is an attack on the judicial process itself. I view contempt as a serious matter, but I will not jeopardize the ability of our prosecutors and agents to do their jobs effectively in future investigations. I will not be intimidated, and the Justice Department.
But Congressman, maybe, you want us to think that they're independent, but your number 3 guy left the Justice Department and went to a city prosecutor's office just around the same time that they happen to be prosecuting. I mean, it doesn't add up for him to say that they're not involved.
Also keep in mind that Jack Smith, who's obviously going after the president in this big case as well, pressured, and his guy, his main person that works with him, pressured the defense attorney, who was the defense attorney for a Trump person, and pressured him and said, listen, to the lawyer, if you do not do what we want, your judgeship that you want to get is at risk. That's unbelievable.
Crazy.
That's intimidation. That's harassment.
Yeah.